So if I was to take a guess, I would say every time you download a report from your kind of system, it would come as a CSV. And then every time you end up copy pasting it, cleaning it up in some kind of way, adding formulas and probably building a simple summary. And this might take you 30 minutes, but you've got to do it every single time you get a download. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I automated the whole thing with just a couple formulas in Excel and no complicated stuff. So let's dive straight in. So here you have my raw data in a CSV kind of format. I'm just adding in some columns. Don't worry about exactly what I'm doing because I'm going to go into this in a little bit more detail. You can see clean up the dates slightly and do a couple formulas just to get totals and a month and just random bits of information I'm going to need for this summary. So here we are, just typing in the months, putting it all in manually by hand and hoping that we don't make any mistakes. And then I'm just going to basically sum this all up and use some SUMIFs to basically work out what the totals are for exactly what I'm looking for. So, you know, this is easily done, but when you're doing this multiple times, potentially more than once a week, it could get really time consuming. Not only that, but, you know, it's quite boring to fill this in every single time, especially when you're doing exact same steps all the time. And you can easily make a mistake and not even notice. So I can imagine you would spend quite a lot of time potentially doing this. So looking at this process, I think the major step that we need to make is to not necessarily type in the formulas every single time and not update the ranges manually. Ideally, we would be able to just copy the CSV in, and then from there, the formulas would automatically pick up that data and just calculate everything and update my summary. So here, what we're going to start off with is we're actually going to transform the way that we put our data into this spreadsheet, and this will act as our tool or our master sheet. So the first thing we're going to do, and I've left some data in here just to make things a little bit clearer, but we're going to add this to a table, and you can do that by insert table or press Ctrl T. It will ask you for the range. It should already be selected, and then the table does have headers, so we're going to make sure we press OK, and then I'm just going to change this to a slightly better looking one. Let's go for green. Now we're going to add our formulas in, and the benefit of a table is that when we enter more rows, it will automatically add the formula for us. So for our total, we're just going to times these two values, and you can see the table references here. For the month, we're going to use text, and we're going to transform the date, and we're going to use 4 M's, which will give us the full month value. And then to get the widget, we're just basically going to extract the last letter from the product, and that should just give us a single letter. So personally, I would clear the data that you don't need for now, and I would just save this as a template, and then every time you reopen it, it's always in the right form that you need it to be. That would be the best way to do it. Otherwise, you need to clear all the rows and just make sure it's empty before you're pasting your new data in. So here we've got our data, and we want to just copy all of this. So you can press Control and Shift and then any direction, and it will go to the last populated cell. So it's just quicker than scrolling and highlighting it all. Let's just copy this, and then in this date field, we're just going to paste. And as you can see, it's automatically added our table rows, and it's automatically calculated all the formulas for us. So we don't have to type in anything again. And now we're going to create the summary. So let's just add some information in here, sales, and let's do the product with sales as well. And if we're fast, we can even add in the customer. So now you might be again think, how can we do this? We can easily use unique, and what that will basically do is just return a unique list from a set of values. So if we just highlight this, it's automatically going to take the whole column, and that's what we want. So that gives us a spill formula. This is like an array, and it will change depending on how many months. If November was added, it would automatically show it on this list. And then the beauty of that is that when we're calculating the sales, so if we were doing a SUMIF, let's get our range, which will be the month. Our criteria is going to be this month here, but the little trick is to add a hashtag, and what that will do is automatically use this whole range. So that's helpful, so we don't have to change this at all. And then for our sum range, we're going to be adding up the total, which I can't select. There we go. And as you can see, that's already gone down. So if we were to change these to, let's make this October. There's already October. Oh no, yeah, it's already added that in, so we don't have to mess around with the formulas at all. And yeah, the other product and customer sales are identical process, so I'm not going to go into that now. So yeah, let's compare both approaches now. So on the left we have the manual way, and on the right hand side is the simple copy paste solution outlined, which is now already finished, and we're nowhere near done on the manual side. So yeah, as you can see, a simple copy paste instead of a lot of clicks, a lot of formulas and a lot of mistakes potentially. We have one simple copy paste, and it saves quite a bit of time, and it's always consistent. You're always going to get the same output, and there's no worry about the quality of your information. So if you're still copy pasting CSVs and filling in formulas manually, I'd give this a go. Just a few formulas can help you turn something chaotic into some clear insights. If I were you, I would start small, pick a simple kind of report that you might repeat a lot, and build a summary. Trust me, you'll have a lot more time to potentially work on even automating even more. So yeah, if you're struggling to pick which task, not sure which one you should automate first, I actually have a free guide in my description, which will help you, give you step-by-step on how to highlight what tasks to work on first. If you have any kind of ideas for what I should cover in another video, feel free to drop it in the comments. And if you like this kind of stuff, then drop a like, and if you want to see more, make sure you subscribe.